What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new to the channel, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. And in orderly fashion, today, highly requested, we are going to be checking out a content creator by the name of New World. It's funny because I was actually going to react to his video anyways, because he was, he's a small content creator. And most of the content creators we've seen InZOI gameplay from, all of them are, some of the popular names within like the Sims community. We all know them. We've seen them before. So I feel like, with Crafton reaching out to some of the smaller content creators, you might get a more unbiased opinion. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and hop into the video.
Hello and welcome back to New World. There's a brand new real life, super realistic looking life simulation game called InZOI that is coming out this year, and I was able to play the game early. So currently, as of right now, I was able to play about a week of the game. So I have about 15 hours in and I have a lot to share with you guys. I want to say thank you to Crafton and everyone over there for giving me the opportunity to play this game early. As you can see, I have on the shirt, they sent me a gift. They actually sent me more gifts. This was a package sent to me early before I got to play the game from the creators of InZOI. And we're gonna open this up first before we get into the breakdown, and let's just talk about what's in here. So I did already open the box, but to open the box, you have this game. Now, if you like the content that I put out, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. Let's go ahead and talk about InZOI and everything that I experienced while I was playing this brand new life simulation game. Okay, so I'm gonna be inside the game pretty much the entire video. So to
Alright, so it looks like this is the gameplay window as far as like the options. So he's on windowed full screen. Quality, he does have refresh rate at 144 hertz. VSync is turned on. Depth of field on. Motion blurs on. Okay, so there's a possibility that he's probably running a pretty powerful PC. So
to start off, I was playing a game with an RTX 4090, 64 gig.
And there you have it. So it's cool too that he put his specs of his actual PC. So you see he's running an RTX 4090, which is one of the more powerful and more expensive graphic cards out there. He's running a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D processor. Again, another expensive PC component. And then he's got 64 gigabytes of RAM, DDR5. Yeah, so he's definitely pushing a more powerful PC. And so his PC is definitely going to be able to handle whatever InZOI pretty much probably throws his way. And even he probably will even have like some leeway with with the graphics and just with his gameplay options in general, just because he's running such a powerful PC.
Gigabytes of RAM, a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D, and yeah, I pretty much had the best setup that you can have to run this game. I played at 4K. Now the settings I had, they recommended me play on quality. I ended up playing on cinematic and quality. I know I'm doing a little bit too much, but the game ran really well for me. Now, I cannot say that about everyone because Mr. Kim did express that the game is being optimized the best way that he can. So on release, it runs very smoothly. So throughout my whole playthrough.
And so that's, I think, one of many concerns, but I think it's probably like one of the bigger concerns is that a lot of gamers that are interested in playing InZOI have all asked, or if not asked, they're all worried about if their PC or laptop can handle this game. Now, if you probably have a decent PC or a decent laptop, you might be able to run this game at like, it's the more like lower gameplay options. But as Kejun has stated, they're doing their best to optimize this game so that it can be available and playable for just about everybody. So that's the main takeaway, is they're trying to make it work.
I end up playing on quality, DLSS on quality as well, just so I can have that extra performance in the game. Now, the game did look really good with DLSS on quality versus natively for some reason.
Oh yeah, that. So the image, I think he. This is the image where he does have DLSS. Um, and you can see how crispy it looks. Like, and again, like I said, it all goes back to him running a very powerful PC. Like he definitely has one of the state of the art PCs. Like easily probably between 4 to maybe 6 grand, if not more.
I don't know if it was just my personal opinion. I feel like the game just looked a tad bit sharper with DLSS on quality, and I was playing on 4K, which is pretty surprising. So hopefully that does get fixed with the native look, because it did look kind of smooth on TAA. But anywho, let's talk about the game graphically and how the game holds up. This is probably one of the best looking games I've probably ever played. It's up there with Cyberpunk and modded Skyrim for me. That might seem like a stretch, but no, this is made with Unreal Engine 5. They use a ton of Unreal Engine assets. The whole entire game is kind of built upon the back and the things of Unreal Engine.
We can play basketball. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the game looks amazing, from lighting to character creation to every single thing. It absolutely looked great. It ran really well on my 4090, going around from 75.
His character looks really good. Or his Zoe looks really good. I don't know if if this was already like for him, but I'm pretty sure he probably went in and created the Zoe of himself. Um, Graphically, it looks visually like pleasing. Like it's pleasant to the eyes. It's not like over distorted. The skin doesn't look crazy washed out or nothing like that. The hair looks good. You can see the texture in the hair. Um, Even like the facial features all look good. Let's say recording took about 10 frames per second, still above 65 FPS at 4K quality. That's still pretty good. Like for what he's running, that's pretty good.
To 80 FPS on average the entire time on 4K DLSS on quality. So it ran really, really well on my card. Now, throughout this entire review, you are going to see tons of shots of the world and how good the game looks. I'm going to go ahead and just let the game speak for itself. But let's go ahead and go into the most important segment when it comes to a life simulation game, and that is character creation. Now, the character creation is a big sell point with this game. You can pretty much make any kind of character that you want, from old to young to funny looking to realistic looking, from celebrities to even your own self. You're able to create whatever character that you want in the game. Now, they do have one outfit that you can choose from, but you're also able to save each outfit that you have. So just in case you want to just go ahead and change your outfit around.
He said they only have one outfit to choose from. Okay, that's worrisome. I don't know if that's just like one outfit that you put together and you save, or if that's just like you only have one outfit available to you, as you're creating. But I'm assuming it's probably you only have the one outfit that you create.
Around the world, but you don't want to go piece by piece. You can literally just save the outfit and click it amongst all the other outfits that are saved in the game and go ahead and hop inside the world. So just in case you want to create different outfits of your Zoi at once, you can go ahead and save that outfit, and then you can go inside of the world and change it accordingly however you see fit. Now, the outfits look really, really, really good. The textures, the quality, everything looks amazing. You're able to do really cool features, like you're able to change the kind of collar that you have. If you want a long sleeve or short sleeve shirt, you can change any color of the shirt that you want, from the entire color to.
So I'm gonna say this now because I'm probably gonna do. Well, actually, I'm actually gonna do another video later this, and that'll be after I've kind of gone through. I don't know how many gameplay videos, but I'm gonna be putting together a video, just highlighting some of the key features, and just some of the. You guys know I like the small things, so some of the small things in the video or in the gameplay videos that might be obviously different from The Sims, from what we're used to seeing, because graphically, yes, that is probably the most obvious thing about the game, but the immersion within InZOI, I think, is kind of like tied with the graphics. I don't really think anybody's really hit on how immersive this game is, and I've said it before. It really highlights Kjun's love for RPGs. So just thought I'd add that.
To just the accent colors as well. Everything inside the game is completely customizable when it comes to your Zoi. Now, there are tons and tons of hairstyles, and I did reach out to the creators at Crafton also as well, just to kind of add those extra hairstyles for, the Afro hairstyles as well, because I know a lot of games do not really incorporate the Afro kind of hairstyles. Well, they did a really good job, but it's probably about 2 or 3, and I think the game is set to release. It looks amazing. You can also change the color of your background. You can change the
I
backdrop
like that
you
outfit.
have. You can adjust the lighting. You can remove the UI from the game as well, just to kind of get that closer look of your Zoi without seeing any of the things around it. There's a photo mode also inside the character creator, so just in case you want to get your thumbnails or just take really high quality
Thumbnails are
pictures
important.
of the Zoi that you created, you can also do that as well. The customization is not short at all. When it comes to the character creator of InZOI, I really think this is amazing. The skin textures, the skin details, the quality of the skin is super high definition. You can change and have different skin textures and things as well. You can adjust cheekbone depth. You can change the actual depth of it. You can add extra features to your Zoi. So freckles, you can also change different hair colors. You also have different accessories.
He's
that you
hitting
can
on
add
that
into your Zoi
immersion
as
that I'm
well.
talking
So
about.
customization when it comes to just the UI aspect of the game, and also just creating the perfect Zoi that you want, is no shortage of it at all. You can literally create who you want and change the lighting and adjust and have the greatest pictures and just the greatest characters. Whatever you want to do in this game from the start with character creation already sets you up for the amazing world that we're going to step into. I created myself. I don't know if this is pretty accurate to myself, but I did
Hey,
create
it looks
myself. I also
looks
made
pretty good.
another Zoi that we will be seeing inside the gameplay as well. Now, there are 18 traits to choose from. They also have like a trait package that you can have. So basically,
Okay, so I was right. 18 traits to choose from. Um, but what I was gonna say while I have it in thought is this game also might not be for everybody in the simple fact of how immersive this game is like at this point in its early stages. And I'm pretty sure, once we get like DLC and stuff like that, it's gonna get even more like in depth. Um, and so at first glance, yeah, this might be quite overwhelming for some players.
you choose one kind of theme of the person that you are, and in the description it has like the different things that your Zoi is likes, dislikes, and what they do around the world that kind of best fits you and kind of describes you in the best way. So this way you don't have like multiple traits that you can choose from. You can pretty much choose a themed trait, and then it has its categories as well that best describes who you are. I think this is also a really cool spin, not pretty much putting too much emphasis on the traits and you just actually being the Zoi that you have. We will talk about that sooner because you can literally dictate what kind of Zoi that you have in the world. Now, going into the world aspect of the game, there are 3 places that you can choose from. You have Bliss Bay, you have Doan, and you have this Southeast Asian kind of place that is locked and is in development. So hopefully on the 3rd playtest, hopefully I
Okay,
get to play it.
so
I don't know. Hopefully I
that
get
one's
to.
locked.
But hopefully I get to be in that 3rd playtest as well. So next time we'll be able to go actually inside of that world. But I did choose Bliss Bay, which is their American themed world, and let's go ahead and talk about the world play because it is amazing. Now, Bliss Bay takes place in their coastal kind of American world that they actually ace. Now, each part of Bliss Bay looks really, really good to me. They have the beach coastal area, they have the rural area, they have the high-end kind of area. Pretty much the entire world of Bliss Bay really accentuates the American culture and the just American feel. They did a really, really good job about that. There are cafes, there are lounges. You can do literally interact with everything in the world. Now, that is something that I'm really, really proud that they did. There's kind of like a really cool beach bay, kind of GTA 5 pier area that you can go to, and it has a huge Ferris wheel. It has rides that you can ride on. Yes, you can ride on every ride from the roller coaster, the Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round.
So point is, it doesn't seem like everything's a rabbit hole like you have Sims. So that's good. because being that there's so much, you know, that you can do in InZOI, being able to go on the actual like Ferris wheel or just to be able to interact with the theme park in general, that's kudos to them for putting that in there. But like he said, you pretty much can walk into just about any building and interact with something. So that's also.
Around literally everything. You can sit on the benches, you can take pictures, you can do a lot of things on the beach. Just
Can
the
we get in a hot air
interactiveness
balloon?
is there. Anything that you see, you can touch and you can literally play and interact with it. It's super duper immersive. And while we are talking about immersion, let's go ahead
Didn't
and
I
just
say
look
that?
and acknowledge that there are cars in this game. Yes, there are cars in this game, and you can actually drive those cars inside of this game. Now, what you do is you pull up your phone. The cars are relatively affordable. You can choose any car that you want, and you can actually go inside of this car and drive
That supposed to
around
be a Range
the
Rover.
entire world. Now, it's easier to travel from place to place, district to district. With your car, all you do is kind of like click on place and you can just select drive here. I did mention this in the Discord as well. Basically, when you click a little bit too far, you can't drive there, but that's pretty much necessary for the car. Now you can choose to be inside of the car the entire ride, or you can skip, and it does kind of put you at like a closer domain until you can park. There are different parking spaces and parking spots that you can manually drive to. Now the game will just kind of like make you park and then you just get out in the middle of the street, which is super which is not immersive. Hopefully that we're able to use the parking spots when it comes to automatic.
Oh yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I hope they fix that too, because I don't want to be trying to go park my car and park it in the middle of the street and then get hit. And then my Zoe dies, and then I gotta go try to resurrect the dang guy or girl.
Going inside of the world, but the traffic is super realistic. The red lights are pretty long in my opinion. Hopefully they increase the time before the light turns green, because you will sit there in the middle of traffic and actually.
So I did. Somebody did in the last video make a comment and say that like the traffic is adjustable. Which I haven't watched Pixelay's video yet. I still got to go and check out his videos. But they said in one of his videos he actually mentioned, or he actually did the adjustment of the traffic, so it's not like, you know, California traffic. I'm sitting there in game in traffic, because I ain't doing that.
Be in traffic and you will get annoyed like I did, because I ended up just driving around speeding past everyone because I did not enjoy
Like GTA.
waiting in traffic. But it is super duper immersive. You have a first and a third person as well. Now there are different cafes and different lounges and art museums and furniture stores in the game. Like you can go to a furniture store and walk around, and just for immersive purposes you can kind of say, hey, I really like how this looks, I want to buy this. So you go back home and you kind of find what you're looking for, the table or the couch or whatever that you liked inside of the furniture store.
So that's almost like going in IKEA, right? You go to IKEA. Go to IKEA. That's what I'm thinking. You go into IKEA shopping. But instead of you just kind of like buying it in the store, you just go back home and order it.
And you can put it in there. Also the paintings as well. And we'll get into build mode in a little bit, because build mode is another beast in of itself. But we're talking about Bliss Bay right now, and I am super proud of Bliss Bay. Now I did have about
gaming
two
chairs.
other created Zoids that I put inside of this world. Like the hype beast guy that kind of was in the
hype
like
beast.
really nice dope coastal area. I have myself, which is kind of in the like normal to mid kind of apartment area that I ended up customizing, that I'll talk about later in the video. And I also had like another family that kind of had like a really traditional area. I did take my own stance on building, but I ended up switching it because I do not know how to build at all. But Bliss Bay is beautiful.
Hey, we're about one and the same, because I can't build anything when it comes to the furnishing of the homes, and just honestly just building it from the ground up is it's probably not gonna happen. I'm definitely gonna be, if they allow how they do the Zoe and canvas, you can go in and kind of, you know, use someone else's Zoe that's been created. If they do that for the apartments and homes, I'm doing that too.
You You can customize the weather, you can customize the actual street areas. You can also change how clean or rural you want the city. You can change the different flora options. You can also change the weather as well. If you want it to be rainy, snowy, cloudy,
Immersiveness,
whatever you
just
want inside of
immersive. That's
InZOI as
it
far
is.
as the environment, you can change
Besides the
all of that as
graphics,
well.
that
Now,
is the
beyond the
next
environment, how is it in the actual
selling
hands
point of
of
this
you?
game
Who
is
are
the
you as a
immersion.
Zoid? What is it like actually being inside of the game? Now, first off, you have an opportunity to move with the WASD keys, or you can also do a point and click. Now, the traditional simmers would enjoy the point and click. I really enjoy the WASD
I would be
movement.
doing
It actually really
WASD.
put me in a real immersive state of the game to just actually just sit there and control
Yep.
your Zoid, control yourself and the world. It really does add in that extra immersiveness because you
Cause that's what I'm looking for. As someone who enjoys playing RPGs, I won't even think twice about point and click. I am going to be WASD in this whole thing.
literally in control. Some more point and click. Sit here, watch you walk here. You can just control it yourself. Being inside of your house and actually being inside of the space of your Zoid, you have to literally keep up with the cleanliness of your house. You're able to have a broom,
A vacuum cleaner?
and also a mop. You are in charge of how clean you want your house. Now, dust and dirt
What?
does accumulate very quickly inside of your apartment or the house that you choose from. So you have to just basically click your Zoid and click clean. You have to actually buy the cleaning supplies as well, and you just clean your house. It is very quick, very easy, super immersive. Now, sometimes the Zoid would like clean, like vacuum the outside of the patio, or literally vacuum the driveway, which I really do hope they fix, or add just a vicinity like we can sweep outside. Hopefully that's
Vacuuming the
there with
driveway.
the broom aspect, but actually vacuuming the concrete, nobody does that. But it's something that you can do in the game.
Maybe
It's just
if
funny
they had
little
maybe if they incorporate like a what do you call it, a leaf blower or something like that, dust blower. I could see that if you outside, doing like your porch or like the garage or something. But a vacuum cleaner, nah, not the vacuum cleaner. Bless you.
alpha thing that's in, but just the immersiveness is there as far as you have to literally keep up with your house day in and day out and make sure that your clothes are clean, make sure that you're vacuuming your room, and also if you get sick, there is also a first aid kit that you have to purchase just to make sure that your Zoid is kept up as far as cleanliness and also their own health as well. Now, speaking of how your Zoid is, there is a mood meter. Now you have the description of how your Zoid is feeling on the bottom left hand corner, and on the far left there are like all of these dots, and each dot basically breaks down what your
Oh,
Zoid is
wow.
feeling
Hold on.
directly. So let's
That is a lot of dots. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think anybody has, at least that I've watched, has mentioned that the dots indicate their feelings. And looking at that, that's a lot. There's a lot to keep up with. A lot to keep them satisfied.
say that your Zoid is feeling displeased. If you go over to the tab, it will just basically tell you, hey, your Zoid is hungry or your Zoid is sick. Then you have to figure out what you have to do as far as what you need for your Zoid. If you're sick, you have to buy a first aid kit. If you're hungry, go to the refrigerator and eat. If you feel embarrassed, it's going to tell you. If you feel romantic or dazed, it will basically tell you in that description bar exactly what your Zoid is feeling. So instead of you just having an emotion that's there and like what's going on, it has that extra, like the meter will go up and the meter will go down, or it will go up and basically in favor of just basically saying what's going on with your Zoid and how your Zoid is feeling, just in a more descriptive way and in a really cool way to add it to the UI and help you understand how your Zoid is actually feeling. Now, speaking of being displeased and wanting to eat around the world, you're able to do things like you can go to a different vending machine and buy food. You can actually go to the cafe and buy bread or buy food as well. You can go into your refrigerator as well and also buy food directly from there. There were tons of options from food. The food models actually look really, really cool. The eating animation looks good as well. You don't actually have anything in your fork. You just kind of scoop and eat. It doesn't break immersion. I feel like that's something that actually didn't break the immersion. I don't have to see the food like literally going inside.
Yeah, I
my
don't got to
mouth.
see the
If they
food
wanna
either.
add that
I
feature,
just
that's amazing. That's another thing for
enjoyed
immersiveness. But it didn't break it at all. I
the
like
action.
how gradually
The
you were
action
eating
being
the
done.
plate kind of diminished itself. So that's a really cool thing that you're able to do in the game. Just as far as making your Zoi feel good and comfortable.
Look at that
and eating.
cheeseburger though.
I know a lot of people a lot of people actually want to know how the food cycle is, because are the foods diverse? I know there are tons of mods to kind of just add more food in previous Sims, especially the Sims 3. With that,
You got a
aspect,
double
able to
cheeseburger.
buy food
Look
from
like
your
with
refrigerator, actually go out and buy
bacon,
food from a convenience
cheese.
store or a cafe, and you're also able to buy it
I don't see
directly
no
from the
fries
refrigerator.
though.
Now, based off the personal life of your Zoi, how are relationships? Now, relationships are broken into 3 categories. There are 3 different categories as far as relationships for your Zoi. You have a business relationship, a personal relationship, and you have a romantic relationship. Now, each tier of relationship,
so 3 relationship
does add
types.
more animation. So the more that you're talking to your Zoi and getting inside of those different kind of categories of your relationship, they will gradually add more ways that you can interact with your Zoi and add more animations and kind of cool cutscenes. And if you kind of add both, like a business
I'm definitely
and a
working in
friendship
that convenience
relationship, you
store.
also can have like a really cool business savvy friendship that you can have, and also unlock different things of that character as well. The same exact thing with romanticness. And also, when you're married, you actually have more and more options that you can have the more you become friends with your partner, or when you become more business savvy. It's really cool things as far as the tier system.
Look at
Now,
how
the only
much there
thing that I
is
would
for you
say
to choose
that the
from.
game does need a little bit of work on is how fast you're able to become friends or romanceable. Now, that's also able to be tweaked inside of the world as well, but just off base factor, I do think that it should take a little bit more time for your Zoi to be able to become friends or business partners or romanceable.
I think if I remember correctly, in one of the uh, devs videos, they talked about like you can control, the basically the rate of the relationships. So I don't know if this is an option in the early access or the early playtest, but I think I remember them mentioning that you would have the possibility of choosing the rate of how quickly or how slow the relationships develop over time.
But at the same time, you can actually tweak that in the world to make it a lot harder for Zois, or make it a lot easier to just so it can make your Zoi kind of feel more
Okay.
authentic.
So here we go. It's right here. Control city stability. Okay, cool. So we got business relationship, family relationship openness, city station, fire prevention rate, city safety, health level. And then you got a city report off to the right of, well, my right. Okay, cool.
Do they have a hard time? Do you want to give them a hard time being romanceable with other characters or being friends with them? It's really cool features that you can add, but it's completely customizable. So if you feel like your Zoi is getting friends too fast, you're actually able to change that inside of the world editor. You're also able to receive gifts from your friends that you met along the way. So you would get a text message like, "Hey, I sent you a gift." You will have an actually boxed gift, and you will open it, and it'll be like some really cool toy. You can
Yo,
place
those
it
are
inside of your
legit
house.
text
So
messages,
the
not like
interactiveness with
emoji
Zois,
with
immersion, everything
something
about
real
your
short. It's like a
experience
full-on
is
text
very,
message.
very immersive. A really cool thing about controlling your Zoi and just basically controlling everything, there is actually an
He looked like he
in-game
ain't like
AI
that
helper
gift.
that's able to help you in game. So just in case you're having a problem, or just in case something is happening, you can type in, or like, I don't know what to do here, you can type in and ask a question, and they will directly direct you to where you need to go or what you need to do.
That
And
money
also,
cheat
let's say
though.
your Zoi is stuck or something is going on, you have an emergency escape button that you're able to use just to make sure that your Zoi is okay. And also, you're
Okay,
able
got
to
it.
just go ahead and set money cheats already. So just in case you want your Zoi to have a lavish lifestyle, you don't want to kind of build up slowly and gradually to get there, you can just go ahead and give your Zoi more money immediately. Over time, they did update the game to give us like a set money cheat by itself, so that was cool. They gave us a lot of updates throughout this pre-release build just to make sure that we had the best time possible.
Okay,
Now,
count
one
it
thing I
up.
also want to talk about is being a Zoi at work. How is work? Now, I only did one job with one of my Zois in Doan, one of my Doan Zois, and he worked at a convenience store, and it was the most immersive experience that I think I've had ever in the game. It's up there with like job simulators and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's not me over exaggerating. When I was inside of the convenience store when I worked for my Zoi, I had to wake up at about 8 o'clock in the morning, had to go ahead and get ready, get dressed, take a shower, brush my teeth, and go ahead and get ready to go. I drove directly to work.
Y'all caught that? You could see the reflection of your Zoid. Come on, man. Stop playing.
And then I also went inside of work, say hello to my boss, and I was able to basically work. You have to, over time, the shelves will get empty. You have to you have to restock the shelves. You have to
Okay,
organize the
restocking.
shelves as well. You have to mop the floor gradually to make sure that it was clean, and you have to sit there and watch the desk. And in the ample times, I didn't understand it at first, so I kind of didn't get all the green check marks, but you also get that as well when it comes to doing a job with your Zoi. I did not do any of the other jobs, but I will also have another video talking about just the really cool things that I love about Zois in general. But just to break down just a job experience, it is very immersive. And speaking on immersion,
That's
we
what I
cannot
want.
talk about immersiveness in any life simulation
That's
game
what I
without
want.
talking about creating a space for your Zoi, and that is build mode. Every single thing inside of build mode is customizable. Everything from the different textures, from the colors to the stool colors, from the glossiness from the floor. Do you want to be glossy? You want it to be matte? You can also make your own color swatches. You can change different variations of color swatches. The build mode is insane. They also have an AI feature where you're able to kind of add your own custom AI paintings and make the paintings look really, really good. Or sometimes it didn't work
That is
perfectly all the time.
crazy.
I know there's also a feature of AI objects that you're able to create inside of the game that they're going to end up working on and implement it in the game as well. So that's something to be extremely excited for. The use of AI and the use of just regular things in the game is really, really cool. Now, it did take my own stance of trying to build my own.
So build mode is definitely more in depth. More in depth is what I'm getting from build mode. Um, because in the Zoe Studio, that's immersive already. Um, but in build mode, it looks like that immersion just takes another level of difficulty. So I can see where the frustration in this particular part will come also.
Own house, and it was extremely difficult because I am not a builder. It felt very easy to use and very easy to understand, but I had the hardest time building this square Minecraft box house. Interior designing for me is pretty easy. I think I'm a pretty good interior designer. But when it comes to actual architecture, I am terrible. Do not judge my building skills. Leave that to the professional builders. I know you guys will see amazing build videos, but I am very bad. I just want to let that be known. But it was very fun to create. I spent about an
Yo, did he
hour and a
just
half
litter on the
building my
ground?
square Minecraft box
Shame on
roll
you.
dirt house. But I had a lot of fun in build mode. It was very easy to use. There's a lot of customization, a lot of different furniture that you can use. Everything looks great, modern, and relative to real life. It felt like I was literally in IKEA. Like it was just cool. It was a very fun,
Did not say
awesome,
that
dope,
about
customizable
IKEA.
experience. I can't wait to see what other creators have created when it comes to build mode because I'm not the best at it. I had a very good time. And if I can make this, as you're seeing on the screen right now, I'm pretty sure there are people that can make even better things when it comes to build mode. Now, we've talked about the world spaces. We talked about actually being a Zoi. We've talked about jobs. We've talked about customization. We did a lot of things in this game. We talked about a lot of things in this game that I really and honestly enjoy. But there were some things that I did not enjoy.
Okay,
And this
yeah.
is me
Give me the
saying
bad
thank you
stuff.
again to Crafton for letting me be able to also share the negatives I had.
Give
And
me
the
the
one
bad
big
stuff.
thing, there was one big thing in the game that I honestly cannot wait for them to add because I did address this and they did say that this is one of the main things that they're hoping to add, which is multitasking. Zoids cannot multitask in this game. That's kind of the sad thing about it is that when you are trying to talk to a Zoi while sitting down, you can't. When you're trying to talk to a Zoi like on the couch, you can't. You have to literally get
Okay,
up
yeah.
and have a stand
That's a
on
good catch by
conversation
him.
basically. It did take out a lot of immersion. Now you will get used to it, but just knowing that the feature isn't there is a lot louder in the experience because I wasn't really able to kind of sit down and have that one-on-one with my Zoids. Sitting down,
I can see how that could probably be like annoying. Because having to get up or just stop what you're doing in order to get in conversation with another Zord, yeah.
at a bar or at a lounge or at a cafe, like you are not able
He
to
looks
talk
like
to
a
them while
giant
sitting
sitting in
down.
this
All the
chair.
conversations will have to be stand-up
Like a
conversations, which is one
giant
of the
sitting in
sad
this
things
chair
that I
at this
cannot
table.
wait for them to add. They did say they were adding this, so I cannot be too upset. But during the gameplay that I had, that was one of the big things and the big features that kind of disappointed me a little bit, and I cannot wait for them to add it because competing with The Sims, that is a huge thing. The Sims is really good at multitasking and
Yep.
adding layers and
Yep.
layers and layers on things.
I
That
like
you
this
sit
guy,
down
man. He
and
hitting all the
eat or, like,
points.
walk around
All the
and
points.
talk. Like it's or add people in groups and talk and sit here. But we're not able to do that with our Zoids, and hopefully that will be added in the actual release of the game. Now, another problem that I had was actually watching the TV. Now, in my apartment, I didn't have this in any other lot, but in my apartment, specifically for myself, Zoe, I literally could not watch TV without walking outside on the back patio. I could not
That
watch
is
TV at all
odd.
without going outdoors.
Because what are you looking at outside on the
What
patio?
was going on? I would have to like manually have them sit down and watch TV, but that did break immersion. But I'm so glad it didn't happen in any other one of my character creations at all. Like once my Zoe got married and got in his own house, that situation was done for and over, which I'm glad that didn't happen like the entire time, but it did happen in my majority of the time that I was in the game, and it was also immersion breaking. It was something that really did throw off my immersion just a tad. Now, to piggyback on build mode, now when I was in build mode, it was very hard to add my roof. Now, I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if I'm just being a little like, not paying a lot of attention, but I could not make my roof high. Like I was like dragging my roof, but it would just stay on one level, but then the house beside me had like a higher roof, and I was like, I can't make this roof high. I can't do it. There's no, I'm like, I cannot be that bad in build mode to where I can't adjust the height of my roof, but I could not find it to save the life of me. I'll go back in the game later today and see if I can do it again. But as far as my whole experience with build mode at the time, it's supposed to be very intuitive and very easy. I could not adjust the height of my roof at all, which made my house have the Minecraft blocky, even though it's not the best looking house. I cannot say
That roof?
but at the same time,
Oh,
the roof didn't make it any better. The roof actually made the house look like one of those Minecraft dirt houses. When you try to invite a Zoe over, sometimes they would literally just not come and they're down the street. It would say the Zoe is not in the vicinity, or the Zoe is not in your world space, but they're down the street. I can see the bubble on their head, but they're not coming. But like I said, that was only my experience when I was in my self Zoe. When I moved or when I used another Zoid, that didn't happen as often. So I don't know if it was just me, was it just the version that I was playing in the beginning? I did mention it in the Discord, and I don't know if they updated it, but I feel like they did because it just stopped. I was able to invite people over inside of my home after I was having a problem, but it did persist probably about half the time of my playthrough though, and I would have to just kind of meet them like a lunatic and drive all the way where they are and kind of annoy them. And speaking of driving, like I said earlier in the video, you cannot point and click on the map and go like far. You can't drive far. So basically, if I'm in a further place than I am, like if I'm here and it's over there and I click drive here, it'll be grayed out. But if I'm like right by it, I could drive there. So I don't know if that's a glitch or that's a problem, but it's something I did mention in the Discord as well.
yeah.
Those
Hopefully
are the
they
only
fix
problems I
that.
had throughout the entire game. Now, the multitasking was extremely immersion breaking in my opinion. But at the same time, though, you get used to it.
Because it would
They
be
are
pretty
going
cool to
add
just
it
drive
before the game
wherever.
releases. So I'm super excited about that because that was something that did take away my experience just a tad. But overall, the game is amazing. Let's talk about just InZOI in general. In my opinion, this will be the best life simulation game there will ever be. From graphics to character creation, to world spaces, to interactiveness, to jobs, to karma, to reputation. Everything about this game is something that I honestly had an amazing experience with. This is my first time ever playing a game early. And I'm very thankful and I'm very grateful that Crafton was able to let me have
Shout
this
outs to
opportunity
him.
with this game because I had a blast. I had fun. I play it every single day that I have it. I will be streaming this game. I will be making a little bit more videos about this game as well, so you guys can basically be in this experience with me because it's one of the greatest experiences that I had for a very long time. Now, Mr. Kim was a part of the Sims community when it came to modding, so he knows exactly what people have been asking for years, and he's been able to implement this in his own life and actually make this game possible. And I'm extremely grateful that they were able to let me put my hands on this game, and I had an absolute blast. I see the passion. The Discord and Crafton, the team, were very interactive with us. We had a Zoom call with them as well before we were able to play the game, just showing what they wanted to add, what they've added, and things that I can't even say that are coming into the game that they're really excited about showcasing to people in the public. Now, they will be at Gamescom, and on August 21st. So please tune into that. There will also be a really cool announcement at Gamescom as well that you guys should be extremely excited for. If I didn't play test this
Hopefully we
game
get a
and I
release
was
date
able
at
to
Gamescom.
watch
That's
Gamescom
what I
and be
want.
able
Release
to see
date.
what they're
Release
going to
date.
present
Release
to us,
date.
I would be extremely happy. So I know you guys will. This was a great experience. This is a very fun experience. I hope I'm able to play the next playtest. I hope I'm able to just continue to stay in this community because I'm very excited to see what mods people bring, with clothing, with like interactiveness. I know the modding scene will be amazing with this. He's very open with it. It's using Unreal Engine 5, so the modding capabilities and the software is going to be a little bit easier to understand because it's in the software that is able for you to do almost anything. The features are there, everything is there. The game is great. I had about a 10 out of 10 performance with this game. Now, I know I said about the sitting down is very immersion breaking, but once you are actually in the game, all that goes out the way because there's so much stuff that you can do. The game is great. I want to say thank you for watching this video. If you watch this video all the way here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know your opinions or comments. What do you want to see in this game? I will be able to showcase and give you guys all of my unraw, uncut opinion until the end of this year. So whatever you guys want, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you to Crafton. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you guys for being here and making this opportunity possible. Hopefully we get to play more and more games in the future. This game was amazing. InZOI gets a 10 out of 10 from me. This game is real. Be excited. Tune into Gamescom on August 21st. And I'm out. New World out.
All right. Final thoughts. Final thoughts of the game. First off, let me just say he did a really good job breaking down his gameplay, breaking down the different features, how immersive. He basically stressed how immersive this game is, which I think is probably up there with the graphics. Like I said, between the graphics and it being as immersive as it is, those are the two things I think that are really stand out for InZOI. I appreciate the fact that he included his PC specs because, like I said, he's running a very powerful PC. And so he can pretty much handle this game without question. Like he stated, he was running 4K at about 65 frames per second, which is still very good. The quality, the gameplay was crispy, it was clean. And then not only that, but him also giving some of, you know, the not takeaways, some of the setbacks that the game currently has in it, or, you know, that it started with. Some of it, as he stated, is probably fixed by now. But I didn't catch that in It's Me Troy's video about the immersion breaking, where, you know, if you're trying to multitask, basically. I didn't catch that at first, but I see what he's talking about. And I definitely understand how that can probably break the immersion feeling of a game like InZOI. So hopefully in an update or later on, they do fix that, at least before it gets to all of us. They have fixed it. But yeah, man, he did a really good job. That's all I gotta say. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned. This week I am going to be dropping another video. As I said, it's just going to be highlighting what I've seen over the amount of InZOI gameplay videos I have watched since Saturday, y'all. Saturday. It's so many have dropped. But anyways, as always, take care, and I'll see y'all in the next video.